Hey everyone, this is Alex Milstein. I'm the editor-in-chief of Betting News Now, and this is Bet Ed Now, bite-sized bits of betting industry knowledge. Today, my guest is Fawad Zavary. He is the president of retail sales for Exclusive Furniture. Welcome to the show today.
Hey Alex, how are you?
Doing well, glad to have you here. We're going to be talking about keeping score, which is keeping track of door counts, sales numbers, all of that stuff. So, first, let's start with what are some things that you see people doing wrong when it comes to tracking door counts and retail numbers?
I wouldn't say wrong. I mean, nobody's wrong in their own direction. What I feel is we all need to have a very consistent way of doing things, right? And however you count it, like if you don't count the mailman, if you don't count, the people that have been in the store already before, that's fine as long as we say consistent. You have to know the score of who's coming in, what are we doing with them, how many opportunities that we had that we converted into sales, how many opportunities were we able to follow up with, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, definitely. Now, can you give me a little insight into how you and Exclusive, track those numbers and how you find meaning in them?
Yeah. So we use a software. We use a company called Trackwell.ai, and we've been using them for years before they used to be called door counts. And so it's basically a people counting camera that actually shows you the picture of the customer that walks in. So we follow that through. We just make sure that we keep an eye on every customer that comes in. The salespeople are associated with every customer that walks in the store. We track the closing rate. We track how much potential sales did they get out of it. Basically, the people that did not close but had a chance to collect contact information from them, and how many people were we not able to make a connection with, where we were not able to get the contact information. All that is very imperative. Then we go and count closing ratio, how many people were we able to get reviews from, and once you get into the closing ratio, then we collect average ticket. Also, just adding items like what kind of attachment that you had for bedding, protection plans, adjustable bases, pillows. So everything is tracked on a daily basis so that way we can make changes while the game's still going on. We don't wait till the end of the month or the end of the week to kind of make those changes.
So you guys kind of proactively use this information and knowledge for the next day, essentially, right? Is that what you're
Yeah, for
saying?
the next day. We even talk about like, hey, we should watch it every up and then coach correctly because the whole thing is the coach has to be on the sidelines watching every play.
Hmm.
So if you're not watching every play and not course correcting as they've taken an up and was not able to make a connection or not able to close, what did we do wrong? Where did we go wrong? And 70% of the time, I feel that it goes wrong in the greeting. All of that is very good science behind it, where how far were you from the customer when you upped them? How close were you? Did you get into their face? There's four different types of personalities. I don't want to get into that, but there's some people that are introverts, or some people, like high speed, some people are low speed. So you got to have to watch what speed are they in order for how you're going to react to that customer. Because if somebody that comes in that's very low speed and you're very energetic in front of them, you're going to lose that customer at the greeting. You're not even going to be able to do a presentation or anything. So the coach needs to watch all of that. Or if you don't have a coach and you're just a one man operation at that store at that time, you have to go back and ask yourself, like, hey, what did I do wrong? What could I have done better? Why did I lose that customer?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's really interesting that you found that, at just the initial greeting, that's such a meaningful metric to look at
Yeah.
that can so easily be changed. And, that really helps the RSA who may not know what exactly they did wrong. They don't know if it was in the beginning or if it was, maybe they offered them too premium of a product.
When I first started in this business, it was 1998. The internet wasn't the greatest at that point, and like people did not have the knowledge that they do currently, right? So the customer knows what you're about. What kind of product you sell. What are your price ranges? So we say that it takes a customer, if they decide to come to your showroom, it takes them 2 hours from the moment that they said they were going to go mattress or furniture shopping to actually get into your store, especially if they have kids and stuff. Like it takes, like we went and had brunch with some friends yesterday, and it was a 2 o'clock brunch, and we started getting ready at 11:30. Like at my household with three kids, it's tough. So so same thing for customers, right? It takes them a long time to get it together, and you think they did that to just come and blow you off? No, like something happened. Like we did something wrong. The customer wanted to come by. We dropped the ball. And if we just go back and say, what did I do wrong? How could I have corrected my pitch? And we can get better day by day, up by up.
Yeah, and I think that's extremely important today, as you were saying, in a world where, they actually do come in. Once you get them to come in, you really have to focus on them
Yeah.
because for them to come in was a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. It
Um,
took a lot out of their day.
Hmm.
And then, so as you're going through it, if you just measure everything, even not only just your closing rate, but, your average ticket and your attachments and everything, it helps you get better. And where you say, hey, could I have done this better? And, I just heard this person saying it's easier for them to say one yes than seven yeses. So, like, figure out how you can bundle up the items that you want to sell. We went to a sleep summit over the last couple of days, and then there was a good presentation about that. So I thought that was pretty nice.
Yeah, yeah, that's definitely important. Okay, well, awesome. So let's end with what's kind of one piece of advice that you would give to retailers who maybe need some help with tracking metrics or, just haven't really found it important in the past.
So I would just make a list on a sheet of paper, like, hey, what do I want to measure and what's the best way to measure? Technically, you don't need any software or anything. You can just do it. I remember up to like maybe 7, 8 years ago, we used to just have like a tally system. So as you walked in, you would put your name on the list. And then, as you talk to every customer, you just put your name on there. And we ended up creating a bubble sheet after that that had basically five different, like a gauge of a car. Like, these are how many people I talked to, these are how many people I closed, and these were my metrics. And just kind of go back and measure those. So whatever is important to you, whatever you think you can do to grow your average ticket, because we're seeing less people. So the goal is you want to close more. Everybody that you sell to, you want to sell them as much as possible. So put those together and just work on it week by week, day by day, and hopefully we can make an improvement because that's what we want to do. We just want to get better.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. That's great advice. Okay. Well, that's all for today, Fawad. I really appreciate you taking the time.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate you.